We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender. It's all about the young police from Jamaica. See Young Police Channel. Big up yourself. Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of.
If you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside this description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police Channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you will see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, I want you buckle up yourself and I want you to listen to this man. He's from my community of Jungle. I don't know him. I don't know his background. I don't know his family. I don't know anything about this man. But I am telling you from the get-go, never spoken to this man. I can tell you that this man is a deportee from England, from Britain. How do I know? Well, those of you who have been to England or who are deportee and in Jamaica and from Jungle or Jonestown and listening right now, you know that he's a deportee. Proud to show that he have some, that he was living in Britain for some time. And what happened to him? They deport him. More or less. Went to prison, there selling drugs, went to prison, and them send him back. So now he's looking to now he's there talking to a friend. Not directly but indirectly. So he's using one of your various social media. So someone had sent it to me and said to me, say, I'm supporter, why this man I know say I'm not really that smart, so I listen to him. So now I invite you to pause for a moment and truly listen. Listen with an open mind and a discerning heart, because what you are about to hear may shock you, as it did me. You are about to hear from a man who is not a stranger to hardship, to struggle, or to the reality of life in Jamaica's inner city. He's from Jungle, Kingston 12, the very same community where I myself was born and raised. This is not a man speaking from theory, nor from privilege, nor from the safety of a gated neighborhood. No. This is a man who has lived the reality of what it means to be black in Jamaica, trying to survive and build something in a society riddled with inequalities, corruption, and empty promises. This man is speaking candidly to one of his friends about Mark Golden. As I said, he's using social media. He said that he's going through his grief. I don't know who for him died, but I would like for him to call me. I would like to talk with him because I am from the same background. Yes, and the number is for the channel is right here. So he's talking about the British born man who now aspire to lead Jamaica as its next Prime Minister. And his words are raw, unfiltered and painfully revealing. Why should we care about what this man has to say? Because he represents the pulse of the streets, the everyday Jamaican who feel the impact of our leaders' decisions more than anyone else. Because for too long, Jamaicans have been told who to vote for, who to trust and who to follow without ever being given the full truth about those seeking power. What you will hear is not rehearsed, it's not political propaganda. I will tell you later, it is heartfelt perspective of someone who knows what is at stake, someone who sees beyond the polished speeches and the photo ops and deeper connections. And he has some questions. Can we truly trust someone who is more connected to Britain than to the struggles of our people? Does Mark Gummy Golden understand what it means to wake up hungry, to walk past gunmen on way to school, to see your neighbors suffer because of bad leadership? Is he here to serve Jamaica or simply to fulfill an ambition that serves himself and his class? These are questions every Jamaican deserves to ask. These are questions every voter must confront before casting a ballot. You will hear this one speak of things that many are afraid to say out loud. Truths that have been buried under years of political games, media spin, blind loyalty and party colours. And as someone who comes from the same street, who has walked the same lane and live in the same struggle, I can tell you, his words, I'm not going to say it carry weight or it doesn't. But they are not just his story. They are a story of countless Jamaicans from his background who feel the way that he does. And I'll tell you why they feel that way. They feel voiceless, ignored and disrespected by those in power. So I urge you, do not dismiss what you are about to hear. Let it challenge you. Let it open your eyes. Let it force you to ask questions. Do you want a leader who carries the burden and scars of the Jamaican experience, who truly understand the needs of the black majority? Or do we want someone whose roots and royalty lies somewhere else in the privilege and in another land in Britain? Listen carefully, reflect deeply and remember, Jamaica deserves a leader who represents our pain, our dreams and our future. So I urge you again to listen to this man. But listen not just with your ears, listen with your mind. This is not just what he's saying. It's also what he is about to say and what it reveals about us as a people. This man like me come from jungle, Kingston, to have a place that shaped who I am and gave me my perspective on life. As I said to you before, one thing that they have imparted to us in these communities is dishonesty. Once you are from these communities, you're supposed to be a narcissist, you're supposed to be a pathological liar. Train you from you're small. Even the slightest thing you're supposed to lie. The police is your enemy and every labor right must dead. These are not people that impart decency, morality, ethics, truthfulness and lawful behavior. They believe that they can do any and everything and they must be accountable, and they are trained to lie. You'll hear this man speak with conviction, but sadly, much of what he say about Mark Golding's father is not accurate, not factual, not grounded in truth, and yet he believes it with his heart. And he spread it as though it were gospel. Why? Because in our community, where far too many people have been raised in an environment where reading, questioning and learning are not valued. Where easy become history and gossip becomes gospel. Where arrogance, takes the place of wisdom, and ignorance is worn like a badge of honor. I say this not to insult my own people, because they are my people and I love them, but because the truth must be spoken if we are to change. In jungle, like so many inner city communities in Jamaica, too many refuse to read even a simple newspaper, much less a book. Too many have never visited a library or opened a history text to understand where we came from. Too many speak loudly but know very little and confuse noise with knowledge. Too many are quick to tear each other down without ever checking the facts or seeking understanding. And this is not entirely their fault. For decades, our schools have been underfunded, our young men and women neglected, and our culture glorified the wrong things like vanity, violence, and vulgarity over education and enlightenment. But now we are living the consequences of this. We have generations of people who do not read but will argue passionately about things they do not understand or know. We have people who reject wisdom because it makes them feel small and instead embrace lies because they sound convenient. We have people who see arrogance as strength and ignorance as pride. This man's statement about Mark Golding's father are a perfect example. He speaks about things he has never researched, repeating what he heard from someone else without any attempt to verify. He makes serious claims about a man's heritage and a character based on myth, not history. And he does it with confidence because in his mind, being loud equals being right. But let me tell you, truth do not depend on how loud you are. Truth does not bend to gossip or popular opinion. Truth remains truth, whether you believe it or not. And this is why education is so important. This is why we must break the cycle of ignorance that has held our people back for so long. I say to my brothers and sisters in jungle and all over Jamaica, you are not doomed to be dunces, illiterate or ignorant. You are not born to be arrogant in ignorance. You can choose to learn. You can choose to open a book. You can choose to seek the truth. If you do not know something, say so, and then go find the answer. If you hear something shocking, question it, and then research it before you repeat it. If someone tells you something about another person, ask for evidence and don't let your tongue become a weapon of lies. We cannot allow our communities to remain trapped in the darkness of ignorance while the rest of the world moves forward. We cannot keep electing leaders, defending ideas and spreading stories based on only what someone said in the pathway last night. We owe ourselves more. We owe Jamaica more. So, as you listen to this man's word, let it be a lesson, not just in what he says, but in what it shows us about ourselves. We must rise above this cycle of misinformation and arrogance. We must embrace knowledge, humility, and truth, because only then can we demand leaders who are truly worthy of us. And only then can we build a Jamaica that reflects the best of who we are, not the worst of what we are being taught to accept. So listen, reflect, and most importantly, learn. As we say, you watch, you listen, and you decide. Just listen to you.
This is something to me I know. If you know my Evans, the Zedra. I told me Lena, me grief for my thing, to get me not even. Create no mind and thing, but it's a boy, and you see, sometimes some things get me, you settle me. You see, you get me. When you say it, I'm gone, and I'm still have it in my head, and I'm take it deep. You see it, Jah? But I tell you, I go through my grief, so I never address it or say nothing. You see me, I say, you know what I mean? But I look one thing in so much different way, and I say, yo, Jaja youth. You see, you get me, at this, you really say to me, man, I get up and go to a book, shout me. And I say, yo, I get the story at all. So, yo, So matter and what I go on. You see, you know I say JLP. You see, me I laugh cause I saw run it off. You get me I say? And think cause he knows me a PMP, me knows me a JLP. You see, you get me, but that don't separate me. You see, cause they don't know we are Jamaican. You see, that's how we ever put it. Boom! You know what bun me now? You see, when this man I look on me and I tell me, say, me a sell out. So I say, oh, me a sell out. You see, the dog look on me and I say, yo, you see, me a vote for a man, you get me? But I'm my MP, because Mark Gold na my MP. Me a vote for a man when I ban and one will for fuckery. So I say, me na ban. You know who's Mark father? You know Mark Gold father? You see, you get me? You know the sacrifice of Mark Gold father though? You see, you get me? Remember, you know, when them push out Portia, you know, brother. You see, me never had a look on politics, you know. I hold my own and said so. You get me? I say, you know what I mean? And what you remember, brother, you see, me have even more liberate friend than even you as a liberate. You get me, Jah? For sure, your almighty set. Me have more liberate friend than you. But watch your style, brother. You see, if you never know your history, you know some Mark Golden father come here. You see, and thing and come here for go some book and thing for do a little work and go back home. And the man come here, brother. You see, and the man come here, brother, and thing and see what go on. You see, get me now with health industry. And then, you see, here comes the train where it crash. You see, you get me? The next train crash me in a barn. We have to know your history, do your history. You see, the train crash. I require him again. You see, because it's a physics. And so, you get me? Physical, them thing there. You get me? I said therapy and way and them thing there. Boom, you require him. And the man end up still send for him family them. Bro, you get me? And still, and living in the country. For sure, you say, the love are helping people. You see? Boom. Alright then, come back to this, brother. You see? If you remember me as a man in the brother, you see, bro, you get me? Politician, me never get nothing from yet, you know. You see, me never get nothing from politician yet, brother. You see? Remember me tell you that as me sit down here, sir. You see? Because me never tell him, so me not have them look there. You see? But the thing about it with my vote, bro, you see, you get me? My vote, you get me? For a man when me see have plans for the country and long-term plan too. You see? Yeah, I say, you see, me I sell out. You know, since China they in our own country look better than we. You see? So who sell out that? You see? Make we talk them, brother. Who sell out that? China they in Jamaica look better than me and you as Jamaican. Who sell out that? You see? Watch your style. Brother. See, in a encouragement, you tell me about this and that and that. In a encouragement, a country you there. Country you live. You know much man, you get me? Me that fear draw out a gully with traumatized and this and that. The man in my run, so them a kill them off them a garden. You see, bro, over there jungle. You know much people who take out a Calismith drive gully. Man, woman, girl, pitney, dog, fowl, puss. You see, we take out a Calismith drive gully, brother. With beer water full way, bro. You see, you get me? Brother, you see, you don't need for sit down and look into myself and stop behave like an idiot, because a long time I not done something there, fam. You see, you get me? I say, a long time I not done something there. You see, when Portia, you see them push out Portia and thing, you get me? I know why me I vote for Mark, you get me? Because I remember Portia my government, you know. I don't look for no other government, you know. Portia my government, you know. And for them push out Portia, you know, I both PMP and Liberal push out Portia, you know, the man them, you know. You see, so me I say, yo, you get me? You know what I mean? Bro, watch your brother. A Portia, you see, you get me? Introduce this man here and show Jamaica, say, yo, this man is a good man. And from them time, me I watch him until now. You see, you get me? Me I watch him because he turned president. No, me I watch him before he even turned president. And see him action. And watch him ways. You see, you get me? And say, he's even an emotional man like me. Yeah, brother, it's a man who is so full of emotion, bro. See, always good people, them and a warrior them too. You see, them a war with you. But at the same time, you get me, show you a whole heap of love. You see it, you get me, and feel your pain, bro, and share a lot. You get me I say? Cause the amount of give me give is in bro. Me tell you, you reach nowhere near the best of them. And your boy have money and them thing there, brother. You get me? You know what I mean? How me interact with people, brother. You know do that, bro. You get me? You know, use phone look money and up and on the feelings on myself and way. So brother, gotta check your history, brother. Yeah man, gotta check your history, man. Man can get the vote, man. For sure you say, oh, me never even in a politics, brother. All my papers them, bro. Me get me? Me did fuck up and now look pan. Me get me? I'm gonna look about my thing, not even wait pan my MP to say you're rare. Me gotta look about my thing then, brother. I man get it, man. Yeah man, Jah. A man have a future and a plan. You get me? Do man cry for it to bomb buckle, man. No man tell you that, Jah. So like a youth there, when no one get you get me the place in a politics, brother. Me tell a powerful youth too. Mark a powerful man. So go on and look in your history, brother, and look on me at all, bro. Yeah, Jah. You know, so today
I can tell you the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization love men like Mataran. Because everything when they talk, they repeat. They say that I was told. They don't read. Listening to this man, Mataran speaks, reveal more than just his words. It reveals the staggering depth of his ignorance and tragic consequences of a society that refused to learn its own history. I'm not going to criticize him about things that he has said, which is, incorrect. I don't want to beat him that hard still, but it is not too late for him to learn. So here we have a man who, even today, needs a visa to step foot in Britain, the very country Mark Golding was born, and yet he is prepared to vote and defend a man whose ancestors were owners and beneficiaries of the enslavement and dehumanization of his own ancestors here in Jamaica. Let that sink in. If this is not madness, if this is not cognitive dissonance on another level, then what else can we call it? Let us break this down with facts and reason. Mataran is a product of Jamaica's inner city, of people who were brutalized, exploited and enslaved for centuries by British colonial powers and their agents. Mark Golding, by contrast, was born in Britain on July 19, 1965, into privilege, into a family whose history is interwoven with the very system that oppressed Mataran's ancestors. Sir John Golding, Mark's father, didn't even arrive in Jamaica until 1953. He didn't come there as slave, as Mark Golding told others that his ancestors came to Jamaica as slave. His mother, Mark Golding's mother, was born in England. A full 3 centuries after slavery had already entrenched a racial hierarchy that impoverished black Jamaicans. To further put this in perspective, the Kendal train crash, the deadliest railway disaster in Jamaica's history, happened on September 1st, 1957, after Sir John Golding arrived and nearly a decade before Mark Golding was even born. This means that Jamaica, Mataran claims to know the suffering of his foreparents, the cries of the cane fields, and the indignities of being treated as chattel are not shared by Mark Golding or his lineage. Mark's family arrived here after Britain had already built its empire on the backs of black Jamaicans. So how is it that someone like Mataran, who needs Britain's permission to even visit their soil, can so blindly and passionately support a man who was born on that same soil, who benefit from the privilege and legacies of the very oppressors? This is not just ignorance, it is a kind of mental enslavement where loyalty and allegiance are given not only to those who carry your scar, but to those who carry your chains. So this is a bossy slave right here. The fact that Mataran cannot see this, or worse, refuse to see it, is precisely what has kept So many of our people in perpetual bondage, even long after physical slavery was abolished. We must ask ourselves, why do we glorify those who embodied the system that brutalized us? Why do we distrust and demean our own black leaders, yet bend over backwards to elevate those with foreign birth and foreign interest? Why do we continue to hand over power to the descendants of the very people who enslaved and exploited our foreparents? Mataran's support for Mark Golding is not just illogical, it is insulting to the memory of every man, woman, child who bled and died on Jamaican soil so that we could stand as free people today. It is as if we have learned nothing from our history, as if we would rather be ruled by those who see us as property than by those who understand our pain, who carry our struggles in their very blood. To my brothers and my sisters in Jamaica, this is why history matters. This is why educational is not optional. This is why we must read, question and understand before we speak, and certainly before we vote. Mataran's words are a cautionary tale, a mirror held up to our collective ignorance and self-hatred. We must not continue to make heroes out of those who would never have fought for our freedom, and villains out of those who bear the weight of our shared struggle. In the end, we have choice. We have a choice. Do we honor the sacrifices of our ancestors by choosing leaders who reflect their fight? Sure. Andrew Holness is one of us. He was born in Jamaica, Spanish Town board house, 2-bedroom. So you know the struggle. Mark be a Golding born in England. Jamaicans need visa to go there. But yet we are still a part of the British monarch, in which they do not want us in their country because they see us as undesirables, because it's people like Mark Golding, his predecessor Michael Mann, who came to Jamaica and destroyed the minds of the people, and now the same country that do not want us there wants a man who is from England to become our Prime Minister. And you have black people like Mataran who's running behind him. What Mataran is doing is spitting on the graves by elevating those whose lineage stood on their backs. Let us not be like Mataran, loud but empty of understanding. Let us be a people who know our worth, who know our history, and who know the difference between a liberator and an overseer. As Marcus Garvey warned us, a people without knowledge of their past, origin and culture is like a tree without its roots. It's time we grow some roots and stop bowing to the very hand that once held the whip. Mataran, you are the world biggest dummy. Yeah, so you get the you get the dummy of the day. Mataran is the dummy of the day. I will have a beautiful day. Jamaica. And before I even go any further, and to show you that they say that Jamaica is homophobic, remember, you know, this same man, Mark be a Golding, almost 50 men, he along with Rick Dick, Bye-Bye, and others in my community of Jonestown and Concrete Jungle have killed almost 50 people from Jungle and Jonestown because they want a one jungle. And this fool here supporting a white man who's killing off same people in his community. Not because these people are doing anything wrong, all because these people are not into the one jungle thing, in which I was born and raised in that community. Every section of the community, you have somebody say at them and the Don. For you to be the Don, you have to be a guard, jail, police shoot, or fireman shoot, all kind of thing. I don't know how that life is so, you know, people gravitate to it, but it's just crazy. But that is what, Rick Dick and Nine who's in prison, that's what they promote there. And most of the youths in my community, that's what they look forward to, become a Dan. They don't look and see at the end of the day you're going to end up in prison or the departure lounge. But they feel that they are smarter than the system. Obviously have a beautiful day. Mataran, but you start get some craving here because you're dunce and dumb like bat. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.